Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Taste of Fate, Pallavi exposed Aliyah by telling everyone that it was Aliyah that made the dress for Prachi that later blasted. And Rambo called the police to come and investigate the matter, and Inspector Yamini arrives and she started investigating. Please, let's continue. The inspector interrogates everyone to know who tried to kill Prachi, and she has a doubt about Aliyah. Shahana thinks to take tea for everyone, and she thinks that Priya is busy since morning, so she should help her. Aliyah's tailor is on the way to the Kohli's house, and he thinks that he made the dupatta on Aliyah's sayings, so he thinks that maybe the girl that he made the dupatta for has died, and the police are investigating the matter, so that is why they called him. The tailor thinks if Aliyah has told the police that he made the gunpowder dupatta, and he calls Aliyah to ask her what is going on. Aliyah's phone rings in Inspector Yamini's hand. Yamini asks that why is the tailor calling Aliyah when I asked him to come here. Aliyah tells the inspector that maybe the tailor wants to ask her why the inspector called him here, as this is their house and not a police station. Shahana brings tea and says Priya was asking if she should bring sweet. Grandma asks her to give her tea. Aryan tells Shahana that something is stuck to her feet. Shahana takes the paper and says that she will throw it away. Yamini asks Shahana to show her the paper. Shahana shows the paper to Yamini. Yamini says it is someone's report. Ria thinks if it is a fake pregnancy report, and she collides with Yamini intentionally to make the report fall down. Yamini asks Ria to pick the report up. Ria picks the report and checks, and she thinks that it is a report. She tells Yamini that it is a waste paper, and she tears the paper and says that she will throw it outside. Grandma says I am tired and I will go to sleep. Yamini asks Aliyah to call the tailor and asks him why was he calling. Aliyah says you did not give me my phone to call. Yamini gives Aliyah the phone and asks her to call the tailor. Aliyah calls the tailor and says the phone is not ringing. Yamini says we will ask the tailor why he called Aliyah when he comes here. Prachi takes Grandma to her room and says it is your favorite medicine time. Grandma says no medicine today on festival. Prachi says you cannot skip your medicine. Grandma says today is Diwali, so I cannot take my medicine. Prachi tells Grandma that your health doesn't know that today is festival, and she asks her to have her medicine. She makes her eat the medicine. Rambo smiles hearing Prachi. Prachi says she will come back after 15 minutes, and if she doesn't get sleep, then they will talk. Grandma asks Prachi to sing lullaby for her. Prachi refuses. Prachi says Rambo. Rambo says sorry and he goes from there. Grandma tells Prachi that Rambo said I love you, so why don't you respond? Prachi asks Grandma not to stress her mind. Grandma says it is happening with your heart. Prachi comes out. Rambo holds Prachi's hand. Prachi turns and looks at Rambo. Rambo asks, will you not ask me why did I hold your hand? Prachi says I will not ask you. Rambo asks Prachi that did you ever think of why I get rude sometimes? Prachi asks why do you get rude always? Rambo smiles. Prachi asks why is Rambo faking smile? Rambo tries to talk. Prachi takes a chair and sits and says you are taking a lot of time, so I thought to sit and hear. Rambo says basically it is. Prachi asks if Rambo needs an auspicious time. Rambo comes to Prachi and says actually you are good. Prachi says you are very rude. Rambo asks what did I do? Prachi recalls Ria's words and says you take care of Ria more than needed. Rambo says to Prachi that now I understand and says you have two names. One is Prachi and the other is Mrs. J, which means jealous. Prachi says jealous and she goes. The tailor comes there. The constable brings him in. Yamini asks the tailor for his name. The tailor says he is Sukesh. He says his father was also a tailor. Yamini asks if his shop is of a firecrackers, then from where he learned to make crackers dupatta. The tailor tries to run away, but he gets caught. Yamini asks the tailor to tell her who had given him money to make the dupatta and who wanted to kill Prachi. The tailor says he made the dupatta on Aliyah's order. Aliyah says the tailor is lying and trapping me. She owes his collar and asks him to say who has given him money. Yamini tells Aliyah that you gave the tailor money to kill Prachi. Rambo asks how can you try to kill Prachi? Ria asks how can you blame my aunt? Rambo says what proof do you want when the tailor is confessing that your aunt tried to kill Prachi? Vikram asks Aliyah that how dare you You would have at least thought that Prachi is pregnant and says you have risked Prachi's baby's life too. Aliyah acted and she pleaded in front of the tailor, but at the same time, Aliyah threatened the tailor and she asked him to say the truth. The tailor says that he is saying the truth, but Aliyah did not want to kill Prachi, but actually, it was Pallavi that wanted to kill Prachi. The tailor quickly runs away, saying that Pallavi is the culprit that wants to kill Prachi. Aliyah smiles because she is saved, and the tailor runs away. Rambro, Siddharth and the police run behind the tailor. The tailor hides behind the car and he thinks that he might get safe from the police, but he will not be safe from Aliyah, who is very arrogant, so that was why he lied against Pallavi. Pallavi is shocked with what the tailor said, that she is the one that wanted to kill Prachi. Aliyah asks Pallavi why the tailor mentioned her name. Ria says yes, the tailor mentioned mom's name. Prachi says the tailor was lying. Mommy cannot do this. Prachi says that the tailor was mentioning Aliyah's name and he suddenly switched and he mentioned mommy's name, so that is not right. Prachi asks Pallavi not to worry and says if the tailor was saying the truth, then he wouldn't have run. Pallavi says that the tailor said this to divert our attention. Pallavi says, I know you all are not thinking that I am being blamed. She says maybe the tailor is targeting all the family members. Maybe he is everyone's enemy and we have to find out. We are not safe. Rhea pretends and says that she feels that someone is keeping an eye on them and says we should find out who that person is. Shahana asks Rhea that why don't you tell us this before? Aliyah says this is a family discussion and she asks Shahana not to interfere. Aryan asks Aliyah that how can you say this about Shahana? Aliyah scolds Aryan and asks him to shut up. Vikram asks Aliyah not to react and says I understand your frustration. He says we should rest because everyone is tired. Siddharth comes back from running after the tailor. Vikram asks about Rambro. Siddharth says Rambro refused to stop running behind the tailor. Siddharth tells everyone that he fell down, so that was why he came back. Vikram asks Siddharth to rest and he asks Prachi not to worry. Prachi tells Vikram that your love and your trust is with me. I don't need anything else. Vikram asks Prachi to be happy and says we all are with you. Prachi says that she knows that they are together and that is why she is not worried about anything. Vikram tells Prachi that we all are with you. Be happy always. Pallavi and Aliyah go from there. Vikram asks Prachi not to feel bad about Pallavi's words. Shahana asks Aryan why did he speak to his mom like that. Aryan says you will not understand. Prachi comes to Grandma and tells her that the tailor said that Aliyah asked him to make that dupatta. Grandma says I knew it. I knew that Aliyah is behind this. Prachi says then the tailor said that mommy is involved and he accused mommy of being the culprit. Grandma says Pallavi cannot do this. Prachi says mommy can scold me, but she cannot do this. She loves me. Grandma asks what did Prachi say? Prachi says mommy has so much love in her heart, but she did not show it. Grandma tells Prachi that you think that all the people are lovely and good, and she hopes that everyone should be like Prachi. Grandma tells Prachi that it is my past bad karma and Rambro's good destiny that made you come into our lives, and Grandma thanks Prachi. The tailor is still running. Rambro runs behind him. Inspector Yamini asks the tailor to stop, else she will shoot him, and the tailor stops. Rambro owes the tailor. The tailor removes his shirt and he runs away. He sits in the taxi and he escapes. Inspector Yamini says we will catch him because we have all his information. Rambro asks Yamini that what does she think? Yamini says first, the tailor blamed Aliyah and then he blamed Pallavi. She says we will do something. Rambro thanks the inspector for her support and he goes. The constable asks the inspector that why didn't you tell Rambro that you are sure that Aliyah is the culprit? Yamini says now, her trust is blood because there are many secrets which they have to unveil. Shahana comes to Aryan and asks that what happened. Aryan tells her that Millie had a breakup and that is why he is disturbed. Shahana asks why are you tensed? Aryan says you will not understand. Rambro comes there. Prachi sees his hand injured and she makes him sit to bandage his hand. Prachi is treating Rambro's wound. Rambro says he is not feeling the burning sensation that he feels with Prachi's taunt. Prachi asks Rambro to be silent and says you are not in the college to run and he asks him to learn how to run. Rambro smiles. A song plays in the background. Rhea gets jealous. Rambo tells Prachi that whenever it gets hot, then it will come to Prachi. Prachi looks at Rambo. Rhea goes away from there angrily. Rambo asks Prachi why she take care of him so much when she doesn't like him. Shahana says Prachi should go behind Rambo and talk to him. Arian doesn't hear her. Rhea goes to the room and tells Aliyah that she doesn't get even a peaceful moment and says that more problems happen in her life even with their planning. She says Prachi gets involved with Rambo's life more, despite the fact that she tries to throw Prachi out of Rambo's life. Rhea says that Rambo got more closer to Prachi, seeing her in pain. She says Prachi becomes a doctor and nurse, seeing Rambo in danger, and she asks, what do I do? Should I kill myself? Aliyah says, I know what to do. I have a number. Rhea asks if Prachi is blessed with a boon or power that she win always. Aliyah says if we have decided that we will win, then we will definitely win surely. She calls Pradeep and talks to him. She then thanks him. Rhea asks, really? You want to take their help? Aliyah tells Rhea that outsiders' taunts are more effective than the family taunt. Rhea asks if this would work. Aliyah says Pallavi cannot bear to see her house respect ruined, and her anger fire will be more dangerous than the valley fire. Rhea says, what about Rambo? Aliyah says even Rambo cannot save Prachi this time. Rhea tells Aliyah that after our plan, we should get the news flash on the news channel. Aliyah asks Rhea and says let's do it. If Prachi gets bad reputation, then the Kohli's family will be ruined. Aliyah asks Rhea to give her Siddharth and Prachi's photos and says the real crackers are their photos, and she will use Prachi and Siddharth photos to destroy their lives. First and foremost, I don't know who is giving Aliyah the impression that she is part of the Kohli's family. For her to be telling Shahana that she is not part of the Kohli's family, so she cannot put mouth in family's discussion. That's number one. Number two, I'm so happy that Pallavi got blamed for what Aliyah did this time. At least that suit her. She really deserves it. Alright, thank you so much guys for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thank you.